And welcome back. Bruce Porter joins us now for this week's Dollars and Cents segment. Thank you for coming in.
Good to be here.
We're going to talk about something, well, it's called risk and volatility. The only thing that I can talk about right now is that everything that has anything to do with stock market, investing, volatility is everywhere.
That's right. That's what the market is. There's no guarantees.
Yeah, well, there never is, really.
Well, I get a lot of questions. Right now, everybody seems to be calling and saying, hey, when's the market going to go up? Hey, when's the market going to go down? Hey, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen tomorrow? Truth be known, who knows? Now, if you want to get technical, you can look at the historical volatility indicator.
Mm-hmm. And that is?
So that measures the deviation in an asset in a set period of time. So if you think about it, the deviation's the movement.
Right.
If you have more deviation in an asset, a larger deviation, you have a higher risk.
Sure.
Makes sense.
Does.
If you have a smaller deviation, you have a more conservative investment, so it has less risk.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it's time to not be a passive investor. If you're passive right now, you may wish you'd ask a couple of questions or at least met with your advisor, because you need to know a few things about your portfolio.
Right. Now, okay, of course, risk has a lot to do with what part of your life you're in, too. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're thinking of retirement or you're even in retirement, that's not the time to go after the large deviation stuff, is it?
That's right. I've never met anybody, old or young, that liked to lose money.
Well, no, I haven't either, come to think about it.
So even if you're a younger investor, you need a strategy, you need a plan, you need to understand the sectors that you're in and how you're invested. You need to understand the volatility with your money and what's going to happen.
Okay, then when it comes to that, are we all supposed to play defense or do we play offense?
Well, it depends. But that's where you get with your advisor and you figure a strategy. You've got to have a plan for the what ifs. What if the markets continue to rise? Is our strategy to buy and hold or to manipulate on the way up? Mm-hmm. Either way, what's going to be the real question is, what's our exit strategy? What's going to happen at the bottom? We can be defensive when the markets are moving around, but what's the exit strategy? When are you going to say, this is enough's enough, I'm going to cut my loss, whatever, now maybe a loss, but you still may be up huge. When am I going to pull out and circle my wagons and run to the house? You need these things to be discussed with your broker, and that will give you a little bit more peace of mind, knowing that you've got some kind of a plan. And we've talked about planning pays off. Even in this type of strategy, you need a plan.
Yeah. Shooting from the hip when it comes to something like this, there's that minuscule amount of people who get lucky and they come out, looking great. But the majority of people can pay for shooting at the hip. It really is important to sit down with an advisor to get this kind of strategy. And just because you have the strategy doesn't mean you're locked in. It's not etched in stone. You can always change.
That's right. You can make adjustments and changes. It can be flexible. If it's not, it should be. Mm-hmm. If you're not comfortable talking to your advisor about these different things, then give me a call. I'm comfortable talking to you about it, because I'm very comfortable when I sit down with people and I develop a plan with a front strategy, a middle strategy, and a back end strategy. I'm pretty comfortable talking about that. Yeah. People need to ask questions. Don't be passive. Now is not the time to be passive.
But now is the time to pay attention. Age
Absolutely.
has nothing to do with it.
No.
It's always a good idea to have a strategy, a plan for entry and especially for exit.
Yep, because emotionally you have to deal with, did I get out too soon? Should I stay a little longer?
Yeah, that whole mind game thing.
And it's a mind game, because when you're setting on gains, when do you get out and call it a day?
Enough is enough.
And really, emotionally, it plays a big toll.
People want more information, would like to be able to talk to you, do some planning.
Yep.
How do they do that?
ResourceCenterInc.com, or you can give me a call at the office, 882-1800. Be glad to sit down and visit.
Bruce,
Thanks for stopping by
Good to
again.
see you.
Always
See you
good
next
to
week.
see you.